Welcome back to the Butter Boys podcast. Information smoothened for your ears.
Smooth. Nice. Nice.
Kofi's not here today.
Oh no.
Sorry, Kofi.
Right now, he decided work was more important than getting on this podcast. But so today's episode, childhood. What was it? Where'd it go? Why aren't we there anymore?
All I read about is childhood memories.
When would you guys say childhood ended for you? When was the official day?
It's never ended. I'm still a child.
Yeah, well,
Child in a grown man's body.
that's
You don't want to go around advertising that.
I'd say I was still a child at 14.
14. I feel like me, 14, I was still a child. That's actually when I got into skateboarding. It was summer of 2000. It was summer going into 9th grade. So that would have been 2009, I think.
Jeez.
I think 2000. Yeah, so summer of 2009, I got into skating and I was 14 years old.
14 years old was when I went to Denmark. No, wait. That was 15. Never mind. But 14 was the year before that. But when I went to Denmark, that was probably when I said, bye-bye to childhood. Hello. Full-on pubescence. Full hormones. Just the worst portion until
Did you
I was
guys
18.
Where'd you guys first get acne? Do you remember?
I didn't really get acne.
What about you? When did you get acne? Do you remember the age?
Oh, frick. Like 4.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I got acne.
Probably like
17 years.
I don't
That's
know.
not. That's like
15, probably.
15. Yeah, that sounds about
Something
right.
like that.
I got it. I remember too. 17. I was going to a wedding shower actually, and I just got these bumps on the side of my cheek, and I was like, "What's going on?" And the brother that was next to me was like I was complaining to him. I was like, "I don't know where these bumps are coming from." He was like, "Bro, it's puberty." And I was like, "But I'm 17. Like I should be. This is the end of puberty, right?"
yeah.
He's like, "Nah, dude. Like it doesn't. Some people are just it's just late for some people."
Meanwhile, your voice was like
Yeah,
bass boosted.
I know.
times
He's like,
10.
hey, how you doing?
I
But
don't understand. What,
and I was
what
like-
could be happening to me?
and I was like, is it supposed to itch? He was like, yeah. I mean,
that might
it's
be a
acne.
mild form of disease.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, I can still get like bumps here and there, but it's not as bad as it used to be. Like 17, 18 was the worst. Like, cause they started 17, 18 was the pinnacle.
I usually got them on like just like 1 or 2 on my nose or
Oh, dude,
a
those are the
few
worst.
on my cheeks.
The cheeks. Oh, I hate that. The
And-
ripe ones.
I would get them on my nose, and I'd be determined to get them off in some way or form. So everybody was like, "Wash your face. Use a washcloth." And what I would do is I would take the facial cleanser, scrub it vigorously,
Yes.
and when that didn't work, I just took the washcloth, got it really steaming hot, and I kept rubbing my face this one night. I kept rubbing my face on my nose this one night so hard that like a good patch of skin came off the bridge of my nose,
Oh my.
and it just looked like I scratched my nose really hard, and people were like, "Oh, what happened to your nose?" And I was like,
Yo, your nose is messed up, dog.
did you get in a scuffle? Did you get in a fight? What happened? I was like, I did this to myself.
Yeah, dude, acne. Oh my gosh, I hate acne.
Well, anyway, our first little thing here, childhood TV shows, guys. What about them?
Okay,
So
alright.
pick any old show that you would have watched at the age of 7.
Any old show at all.
I'd say
First
My
thing
Gym
that
Partner's a
come-
Monkey.
Yeah, that was.
I come home from my elementary school that was like a block away, before it got destroyed in a flood that happened. I come back home from my elementary school from a block away. My mom picks me up from the outside of the carpool because she didn't want me going home in a bus because she thought that would turn me into a delinquent. But you know what? Not a
Yo,
delinquent
parents'
now,
fears
so...
are the craziest thing. in
You
the
know what?
world.
It's great because I have to pick up my brother from
Oh, wow.
across the street.
So it was good when you were going to school, but now it's like, oh, we gotta.
Well,
protect
now
them.
now it's even like less of an issue, but you know,
How old is your brother?
middle school aged.
I'm not gonna say anything about that.
Anyway, so I'm coming home from
Wanting to
school.
walk.
I'm coming home from school, and I'm tired. I don't remember anything I learned that day. I just wanna chill out. I just wanna relax. So I turn on the TV. My gym partner's a monkey's on. It's one of the old episodes I've seen before, but I turn it on and I go, haha, pretty funny. I like that.
Ooh, hee hee.
And I before I start watching, used to go to an animal school. Name. Now I go to an animal school.
Do you remember one?
My gym partner.
They would have. Remember, they would have like sections. Like they would have like, they would have back to back. For instance,
Like
they would
for the
have.
whole show.
Well, not for the
Or,
whole show,
like-
but like they'll have segments. So they'll have my gym partner's market 4:00.
Yeah.
At Eddie 4:30. And just imagine, like, do you ever come?
Teen Titans Go.
Did you ever?
10 to
gosh.
10.
Yeah, now, yeah. It's like literally that's all they show on Cartoon Network. But like,
It's great.
Do you ever like go home and like it was just like back to back, just good shows,
Yeah.
and like I was just like, oh man, like
Yeah.
you literally didn't do homework or anything, so you just
There's
sit there,
some, like,
start 4:30, and then
there's some
end
old
8,
shows that
8:30.
were on that like nobody even remembers, like Robot Boy. Remember that
Dude,
one?
yes, I remember
Yes.
Robot Boy.
Hi Puffy Amiyumi.
Yes, Rocko's Modern Life, Our Real Monsters,
Uh-huh.
Rugrats.
Okay, you're kind of a dinosaur compared to us.
Also,
So
here's one
we're
thing.
not
Wait,
gonna-
wait, hold
we're
up,
not
hold.
gonna have all
Here's
the
one
same
thing.
stuff.
Wait,
Rugrats.
But wait, y'all remember Our Real Monsters?
I don't even know what that is.
Oh my, the guy that had the eyeballs, he was holding his.
Oh,
He held his eyeballs in
I
his
know
hand.
that. I was
yeah.
just not allowed to watch it.
Yeah, I probably should have. It's literally in the name. Our Real Monsters.
It's crazy.
Rocko's Modern Life. Y'all know that?
Yeah, I haven't watched
Rocko's
it, but-
Modern Life.
Yeah.
Rocko's Modern Life. And then Cat Dog. I know you know Cat
Oh
Dog.
yeah, Cat Dog for
Yeah,
sure.
no.
For
What was another one?
I had a friend, and you did too. They will not be named, but their mom
censor it
would.
out.
Well, their mom didn't let them watch SpongeBob,
Oh,
growing up.
dude. Oh, my God. Yeah.
and you know what? They turned out worse than she would have thought. But
Wait,
it's
so
not funny.
they didn't watch SpongeBob and they turned out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was afraid that it would
Dude,
corrupt them,
SpongeBob
but
teaches
she
discipline is the
kinda
thing. You
beat
gotta
them.
let your children watch SpongeBob
I
for them
mean,
to turn out healthy.
it's
more or
because
less.
the whole thing about SpongeBob being suspect and
Well,
they
my
never.
mom didn't want me to watch Rugrats because she thought it was disrespectful to parents.
What?
Same thing with Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh, wow. Wow. I
Fairly
didn't
Odd
catch
Parents,
that.
it's like
I watched
like
Fairly Odd Parents.
the parents are dim.
Yeah.
Dim
Oh,
witted.
so it made it seem like,
And so my mom was like,
parents are stupid.
That's teaching you that parents are stupid.
But a kid, like,
They don't do that.
but then again, I wouldn't say that. I'd be like, but kids. I mean, kids aren't that stupid. But then again, I'm like, I mean, they're easily influenced. So I guess like, at a young age, but I mean, like, I don't know, because my parents were disciplined. Like,
Oh.
they disciplined me. So.
Oh.
I didn't look at I was able to compartmentalize the fact that like, okay, I look at the TV show, okay, that's TV show, but this is not real life. Like my parents aren't like the parents on the TV show. I'm not gonna compare my parents to the parents on the TV show and think, oh, they can get away with it. Oh, let me try. Like, no, that's how you get bopped. Like I'm not about to do that. So
That's how you get severely beaten.
exactly, dude, I got beat a lot.
We won't talk about that too much on the podcast. But, we'll do that later. One thing, another thing Ian hates.
No, dude. Ian hates segment 2.
Okay, so a lot of people liked Nick growing up in the 90s, but I really disliked that period when everybody was on like a nostalgia high.
You talking
for
about
90s
Nickelodeon?
Nick. And it just seemed like everybody got back into 90s Nick, specifically 90s Nick, at the same time. And they were like, remember 90s Nick? Rocco's Modern Life.
I know
The
y'all
old
watched all
SpongeBob. Think of another show.
All that.
All that!
Keenan and Kel was the Keenan and Kel. I mean, but those are good shows though. That's the thing. Oh my gosh, Nickelodeon is trash now. Like,
Well, yeah.
Literally everything that comes on Nickelodeon starts for like a few episodes and then it just like dies.
Now I really feel for the people that were doing the 90s Nick thing. But
yeah.
at the time that was happening, like 2015, 2016, I despised it. Because it was just so
bad.
That was when people were wearing bucket hats. Remember when people brought back
his hatred
bucket
for
hats?
stuff is so random. Hey, I don't like bucket hats. Why?
Well, remember when people
look
did
like
that?
buckets on the head.
Remember when people did that? They brought that back and they were like, "This looks good."
But bucket, yeah. I mean, I dig bucket.
Okay,
I won't
do you
wear
wear them
bucket hat.
now?
I don't wear bucket hats.
Are they in right now?
Yeah, they're still in the fashion
Okay.
world. Yeah. I mean, I'm not a fan. Oh, I mean, I'm not a fan,
Wrong.
but I just wouldn't rock them.
Wrong.
I mean, but if people wear, I mean, didn't you have a bucket hat? Oh no, you had
No,
oh no, you had a different hat. Never mind.
I don't wear hats really.
It's
'cause
called a fisherman's cap.
I got
Yeah.
that scalp that speaks for
Classic
itself.
fisherman's cap. That's all it should be used for. It should be used for
iCarly
for-
though. iCarly.
That was like
That was like-
late
yeah.
early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, late early 2000s.
But-
Late 2000s.
Yeah, late 2000s. Yeah.
Nick. It was the
When it was-
sole successor
Yeah.
of Drake and Josh. Drake and Josh.
Oh my god.
That
dude,
was probably
that
the
was the
pinnacle.
best show on Nickelodeon.
Pinnacle
Best show on Nickelodeon, hands down.
of like kids sitcoms.
And it was-
too many good times.
The chemistry was so strong. But you know what's funny is that when they grew up and they moved on, like, did you hear about the fact that like Josh got married and he didn't invite Carly or Drake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's like,
And
dang.
the
like,
worst thing is he got his fame back by being a viner.
Exactly, right?
By being a viner. We know how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We know how that goes.
It doesn't.
I mean, but I think Drake and Josh and iCarly were, I mean, they're made by the same guy, and Dan Schneider, who's the director,
Woo!
he's the one that made most of the shows. He's the one that made most of the shows successful on Nickelodeon. Like, he was actually
Yeah.
probably one of the better directors.
Zoe 101?
Yeah, he directed Zoe 101. He directed Zoe 101. He directed iCarly, Drake and Josh,
all the
Victorious.
controversy behind
Yeah, but
Dan
I don't.
Schneider,
It's
right?
kind of I don't know. I don't know if is it controversy, but also a conspiracy.
I mean, it's more or less.
'Cause I don't know too much about it, so I can't really say
there's
something.
just
I
like
can't really talk about it.
there's not like an official.
Well, see, then I'm
thing.
not gonna. Only
But
official.
we won't say.
Listen to everyone, but believe the evidence.
Just
That's
look
what
it
I
up.
say.
Just look it up on the internet in your own time. We don't get into that on this podcast.
But yeah, so I think with Drake and Josh and R. Carly, and I think Victorious too was pretty good. I like Victorious. I know that was the very end. Like, that was the tail end of Nickelodeon. And literally, because like that was the only show that was good on Nickelodeon. And then after that ended, the Thunder. Like, what is that trash?
That was the final phase.
That was the final. That was the final good show.
The
on
third
Nickelodeon.
act of Nickelodeon.
Exactly. And now, dude, like, I don't even know, like, it's funny. I much rather turn on Disney Channel than Nickelodeon. Now, Disney Channel is like corny.
Something about Disney Channel is like still kind of entertaining
Exactly.
to look at
It's
because
weird.
it's like I don't
They
know,
have
like
good
I don't
production
like
quality.
this, but there's like
Yeah,
I feel
I
like
feel
I
you,
can
dude.
still watch it
I
for
feel
some reason.
Like that show, what's that? Camp Wawanaka Bunked.
Bunked.
Oh my god.
I don't like it, but like I can have it on and it's like not an issue, right?
No.
It's weird.
But like I can't, like, if I put on Nickelodeon, I'm just like, yo, what is this trash? Like I literally feel like I'm
Beyond
losing
trash,
brain cells watching Nickelodeon. Like, it's just so.
And people have just given up on good cartoons.
Yeah, dude.
And this
Oh my
this
gosh.
is something I want to talk about.
I know Kobe would
Cartoon
have
Network.
loved this topic. Kobe loves
Cartoon
this.
Network. We'll
We'll have
bring it
a
back up.
part two, Kobe. Don't worry.
We'll bring it back up. We'll let him, answer his top
We'll just have a
cartoons because
whole hour
I
long
know.
episode of
goodness
just him.
knows he
Because he wants to
does
talk
not
about
like
animation too,
anything
but can we say what you're
right
saying?
now. Cartoon Network was more my thing. I didn't so
Yeah.
much watch Nick as much in the early 2000s. A lot of SpongeBob growing up.
That's funny.
Of course.
A lot of SpongeBob.
It's interesting how you turned out.
Yeah. And so a lot of things I watched as a kid, I watched, a lot of things on Cartoon Network, like what was on back then? Dexter.
Oh yeah, that was
Dexter's
good.
Laboratory.
Teen Titans.
The good one.
My Gym Partner's a
Gym Partner's a Monkey.
Camp
The
Laszlo.
first time I
Yes.
went over
Foster's Home for
Bro,
Imaginary
yes.
Friends.
Foster's Home for
Yes.
Imaginary Friends, I loved the games on CartoonNetwork.com.
Yes, Ben 10, that game.
Yes, Ben 10 used to be good.
Mm-hmm. Then they made so many versions, it was
Yes.
just too convoluted.
I like after the first official one, I stopped watching because I did
Yeah.
not want to see him.
Well,
be a
I actually
teenager.
I watched Alien Force for like a couple seasons, and then there was like an Alien Force something else, and I was
didn't
like,
like
yeah,
the color schemes as much because it was like trying to be like darker.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, he grew up, so dark color now.
yeah.
Dark color. He gets jacket now.
And dude, Kevin
Enemy
like got
becomes friend.
beefed. Kevin started off like a scrawny like poor
like,
kid. Now he's like,
I was stuck in the other dimension for 10 years, but I've come back now, and now I can absorb any sort of texture.
Ed, Ed and Eddie.
oh,
That's
dude,
another one.
That's the best show on Cartoon Network, hands down. That was the best show.
Sorry to interrupt.
Oh no, that was it's fine, but
I feel like it was,
But
it
I
was
was
needed.
I
it
was
was a
not.
necessary interruption.
I was
but
definitely not allowed to watch that as a kid.
What, Ed and
My
Eddie?
mom.
my grandmother would not let me watch it, but I just watched it when she
Ooh,
wasn't
you know what?
home.
What?
You know-
What?
I gotta say the some of the best cartoons I watched as a kid that like got me the most entertained was the ones that I wasn't supposed to watch. And like it
Rebel.
would be like my parents are downstairs entertaining guests for so many hours, and they're still eating dinner. And I'm like, I'm going upstairs, and it's past 8:30.
Adult Swim. What? Adult Swim.
Adult Swim comes on. King of the Hill comes on. Family Guy comes on. I'm like, whoa, bad word.
I know. Yeah.
But the best one was Toonami when it came on.
Oh yeah, that was good.
There was
had all
like
the
some they had like some old shows on there that they don't have on there anymore. Just weird shows like Bo 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 Bo.
Oh,
Bo,
yeah.
bo, 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 bo.
I watched that for a couple episodes. It was
Hey,
funny
did you know
because I
this?
was
Mike is gonna like this. Did you
That
you
is-
know?
that it's inspired
No.
or
Did you know the voice of Bo 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 is also the voice in Japanese of Dio Brando? Did you know that? A little fun fact.
is this
I
a
didn't
JoJo
even
Yeah,
reference?
this is
that.
JoJo reference.
yeah, it's a joke. What you wouldn't understand.
Yep.
No, just
That's
Wouldn't
a
know anything about that.
whole topic. But yeah, I really didn't watch too much into Nick, but Disney Channel was pretty good as a kid. There was Mickey's House of Mouse or Disney's House of
Oh
Mouse.
yeah.
As a kid, I loved that because it was just like old like Disney shorts
Yeah.
and like mixed in with new ones. And like the like movies around that era, like Goofy movie.
Yeah.
extremely goofy.
Extremely Goofy movie was
This one where he was, like,
wasn't
on rollerblades,
as
right?
good.
He skated like did inlines.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I like
It
Goofy
tended to
movie
be
more.
that there was like a good like section in time when they were just doing sequels to classic Disney movies and just lowering the production quality
Yeah.
like tenfold.
That show
They
was
made
always
Cinderella
on.
2,
Dude, I think you got me
Aladdin.
sick.
They did. What did they do? They did Hunchback of Notre Dame 2. He just
Yeah.
completely abandoned the first girl, and
Their sequels were trash.
yeah.
All Disney
they
sequels are trash.
they were animated poorly.
I think
everything.
the best one was I think Lion King 2. That was subpar.
Lion King 1.5.
Oh,
That was pointless.
yes.
I had.
You liked it? I mean, no,
What?
don't get me
No,
wrong. I liked
had
it, but it was
that- I had
pointless.
that on
Like,
like a DVD
it didn't need
rip.
to be made.
I mean, it didn't need to be, but yeah.
It's still enjoyable. I'm not gonna lie.
I
Our
liked
old
it.
Danish friends used to take the movies and burn them onto discs for us, and they gave us specifically that movie, and I was like, oh, we didn't even have to pay for this.
Oh, so wait, I think that's legal.
That's
It was a lot harder back then to do that. You can't just look something up on some sketchy website nowadays and
Yeah, because you're gonna
Get
get
it
a
for free.
virus or something like that.
Yeah.
Especially if your laptop's not
back
protected.
then you just took the movie, burned it onto another disc.
That's crazy. The fact that that's so easy.
And the quality was like like really
Yeah,
pixelated.
I just prefer to go to
The old Blockbuster.
Oh my god.
Remember old Blockbuster?
I wish
They won't take your hats off.
to Blockbuster. Sorry, y'all plummeted, but that's business.
So I want to ask you guys, what were your childhood snacks?
Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tarts?
Warm
What
them up, get a
flavor?
glass of milk. Strawberry baby or
Okay.
chocolate. I got sick of the chocolate because I
You know,
added too much.
It's funny because every time I went over to this guy's house, pointing to Micah,
He's pointing to me.
I'm pointing to Micah, I would have s'mores Pop-Tarts.
That's right.
Literally, that's what we survived on from the ages of 12 to
Now?
now. If you see my body, that's a good portion of what makes me up is s'mores Pop-Tarts, and I don't regret it because I didn't really like many other flavors of Pop-Tarts, and I really like the s'mores kind.
S'mores isn't even my favorite. I like the chocolate fudge one.
Is that
I used to get that one and I'd break it up into little tiny pieces and I'd pretend they were like brownies that I made and I would eat them on the way to like kindergarten.
Well, enough about wrong opinions.
Okay.
What
all right.
was your favorite childhood snack growing up, Micah? You can do it chronologically, where you started.
Oh,
You know,
man.
applesauce to you're at wine and cheese now.
Oh man.
So where do you want to start?
I was really
I'm
into
gonna stop you right there. Popcorn was.
I was
mine.
really into pudding as a kid. I had this like Powerpuff Girls pudding once. I remember that was like specifically pink in color, and
Oh, jeez, wait, pink pudding?
Oh yeah.
yeah, I don't remember
Oh my
what
gosh,
flavor
that
it could
sounds-
have been exactly.
I remember
That sounds
but, like,
horrible. Why
I
would you
took
give
it
to
to
this?
I took it to pre-K once for my snack, and then the other kids made fun of me, and they were like, "Mike is a girl," and
You
then
got
I was
pink-
like,
Pink pudding.
"Friggin'
Pink
no,
means girl.
Powerpuff Girls is lit."
I didn't really get too much into pudding until I was about in 3rd grade when I switched schools for like 3 months. I went to a different 3rd grade school because my mom was afraid that I would get this weird teacher that she thought was weird with kids and
Oh my gosh.
he was a very
Oh god.
interesting teacher. His name was Mr. O'Meara, and he would always grab children
Oh,
by their
see.
chins
Oh, he
when
was
they
the
were in
chin
trouble.
guy?
He was the chin guy, and one time he grabbed me by my chin, and I was like, it was like I was talking.
I just want to
I
see
was
like
talking-
a grown man grab Ian's chin, and he's just like,
His
"You
mom
do it,
worked
man."
at the school too. I think he lived with his mom, and he was like 38 or something. He saw that me and my friend were talking in the hallway
Hey.
while we weren't supposed
chin
to, or
boy.
something. And he was like, "Ian, come here." And I'm like, "Yes." He was like, "Were you just talking in the hallway?" I'm like, "Oh, I guess so." You know, you're not supposed to do that right now. But even worse was he picked my head up with just the one finger, just the one little. I don't know, but
Dude, that's weird. Nah,
What were we
bro,
talking
like,
about?
That's not the move.
and that's why my mom didn't want me going to that class. But
Did you bring snacks?
yeah, to my new 3rd grade school, I think lunch was a little more expensive, so my mom, she, for some reason, school lunch that year was really good because my mom got me like a thermos. She started packing pudding. That's where it linked up, the pudding story. She started packing pudding in my lunch. It was really good, and this weird kid always, tried to trade his pudding for my pudding. I think was the deal.
You don't
Was like
trade, man.
he was like,
steal.
he was like, "Oh, that's my pudding. I have tapioca." And I was like, Okay, sure.
You actually
You know
traded, bro? No. You got. This is what you gotta do, man.
He had some weirder
Well,
pudding.
this is what you should have done. You know, you say, hey, I got this pudding,
He had some weird lips.
and then you don't. You gotta get more than what he give you. What he's giving you. You
I didn't
bargain.
think about it like then. I was just a pure-hearted man.
I was a hustler.
Pure-hearted little boy.
I was a hustler in elementary school.
You're still hustling.
I got all the snackage, all of it,
I know.
all of it. I got fruit roll-ups.
Yeah.
I got M&Ms,
Yeah.
Starbursts.
Gushers?
Dude, okay, this is my opinion on Gushers. They're extremely underrated.
Yes.
They're literally they're like the best fruits. It's the best fruit snack. Like
It is.
It's better than the fruit roll up and better than the fruit foot by the foot, whatever that is.
I don't know about the fruit roll-up because...
Dude, no, dude. When you bite into the Gusher, it's
I'm
literally
sorry,
just
but
heaven splashing in your mouth.
rolling up your own little fruit-flavored package, you take that stuff, you stick your tongue out, right? And you wrap the fruit by the foot around your tongue, surrounded by the flavor.
You know what else you
But think
roll
about the
up?
sensation.
Illicit drugs.
Listen, we can't talk about the. Okay, moving on. There's a lot of candy that I ate in my youth that I do not like now. Like, what about what's that stuff? Juicy Drop Pop.
Oh,
You ever had that?
I think so. That was like
It was something weird because you get this little lollipop, right?
yeah.
You know, it's basically like a Jolly Rancher, and then you have this sour extreme juice, and you take the little droppy thing, and then you pour that on there, and that's the whole thing. You just
Y'all remember
suck on
those pixie things where like it was
Pixie
like
stick?
where like it was like the pixie stick and it had the sugar.
dude,
Dude, this is why
Fun Dip.
fun. That's
Fun
what it
Dip.
is. That's what fun
that
dip.
stuff. I loved that stuff,
Diabetes.
but it was
Diabetes,
it was
bro.
only sugar.
Exactly.
But you know what
the
was
stick
better?
was sugar and the
Like-
and the sugar is sugar.
Like you
The dust.
the dust was great and all, but just the sugar stick.
Oh my
The
god.
sugar stick that came with that was the best part. I would just be like, okay, yeah, get through the dust.
Yeah, but I want the stick.
I want I stay in it for the stick.
Yeah.
Because that's what matters at the end.
I
Speaking of the stick,
the stick.
in
The
your
rod.
youth,
The
in your
rod.
youth, what kind of things did you get the stick for? And I'm talking the rod of discipline.
Yeah. I know Micah got discipline. Look at him.
Look at him.
Look at him.
You don't-
That's
you
why
don't-
he had to
he's
get bulk
he's
so he
still
could fight
tremors.
back.
You don't come up as thick as this without taking a few to the
The
face.
thick
He needed to get thick so he could fight back. Your parents ever make you go out and get the stick?
Yes.
Why? I'm not gonna.
What, like a literal stick from outside?
Yes.
Well,
My
actually, not that many
Parents weren't
times.
barbarians. Goodness.
Oh,
No,
your parents
okay.
didn't do that?
No,
Yours
they
did?
just used their bare hands. Jeez.
One time.
Oh yeah, you would
one
take the stick.
time.
They only did that a few times though. I was really young.
I was about. This is probably like the scariest time. Don't think anything weird of my parents or anything. But
Okay.
we were getting ready for something, right?
Right.
We were already running late as it is, right?
Mhm.
So my parents are already getting dressed and they're ready, and they're like, "Ian, get dressed. It's time to go." And I'm like, "Okay." And I'm like 7, 8 years old, right then, and I did not want to get dressed. I didn't want to put on my clothes.
Listen, bro.
I didn't want to put on my clothes, so I was still in my tidy whities
Oh,
all the time
man.
because
So it's your own fault, basically.
Yeah.
yeah, well, yeah.
You're
That's the
100%
thing
to
about
blame.
discipline.
Yeah, it is your fault. Bro. That's why you get disciplined.
But I'm in my tidy whities and my mom comes upstairs and she's like, "Ian, I told you to get ready 30 minutes ago!" And I'm like, "Oh, I was gonna get ready." She's like, "That's it!" And I'm like, "Huh?" She goes outside. She gets a good stick from one of the trees. And I'm like, "Oh, where'd she go? Where'd she go?" I just hear. That's her coming up the stairs. And she comes around the corner, flames in her eyes. She's like, "Come here!" And I'm like, "Ah!" And
she's chasing you with the
you know,
stick.
finds a good spot. I
She cornered you.
I wasn't-
I don't know where to go.
I wasn't the one to like, hide away from the
Oh,
whoopings.
so you took it like a
because-
man.
Because you keep running away, you're gonna get it worse.
Yeah, that's true.
So-
because they get mad because they start tripping over stuff
Yeah.
while they're trying to chase.
Yeah, they're like, I know they get more mad that you're scared of being whooped.
Yeah, but it's like,
Like,
what do
it's
you want me
not
to
an
do?
innate
I'm about to get injured.
instinct. But I guess that's the whole point of learning it, is because there's a consequence. But
Yeah,
anyway, I turned out great. But I was in my
that's questionable.
in my tidy whities, and I got beat on the behind with this
Dang, so you have
stick.
clothes to protect you.
I think I think I'm fine. I don't hold anything against my parents, but quite a scary experience back then that wasn't too fun on my bum. But more things people trip about. Discipline that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Was in school.
Wait,
For stupid dumb.
you're talking about like ISS and all that stuff?
No, just like pointless things that teachers would get mad about. One time, I think I was in kindergarten. And, or was I in first grade? Kindergarten or first grade. And some stupid girls were outside in the playground, and they'd made like a sandcastle, and I'm like, wow, nice sandcastle. They're like, yeah, thanks. And, just running around. I don't really care that much. I'm like, wow, that'd be really fun to knock down. But I know they're playing with it. They're playing with the sandcastle. And I'm like, at some point, someone's going to knock that down.
You want to be the one.
But,
Might as well be me.
everybody's getting called in, to go back to the classroom because recess is over. Had a good 30 minutes or an hour, I think it was back then. But everybody was ready to go back in, and I was like, the girls had already left, and I saw this sandcastle all alone, and I was like, well, they're done playing with it, so I can knock it down, with no consequences, right?
Okay.
Because they're already done. And Lord knows someone, if they plan on coming back tomorrow, it's not gonna be here.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I'm just gonna go knock it down, and I did. I just
Oh, boy.
kicked it, and I was like, wow, that felt great. So I go back inside, and we're back in the classroom. Everything's back in order. Somehow, someone found out that specifically I kicked over that sandcastle. I don't know if it was
God,
an
snitch.
eyewitness
Oh, my
or
gosh.
something, but they were like, I don't know who did it to this day, but my teacher was like, Ian, you know what you did. Go to the corner and stand there for 20 minutes. And I'm like, what did I? You know what you did. And I'm like, but I didn't really do anything that bad. It's a sandcastle. The whole point is it's made of sand.
It's
You don't
supposed to be
build-
knocked over.
Mother Nature was
You don't
gonna
build
do
your
what I did.
You don't build on a foundation of sand. You build on a stable foundation.
Oh my
One of
god.
stone.
Much less the building. And so I just, that was a painful 20-30 minutes of my life, just feeling like I was accused of something that shouldn't have been as wrong as people made it out to be, and it was just not that fun.
Dude, I feel
Talk about you guys' disciplines.
Micah, I feel like you got a story to tell.
I kind of was like, I kept my head down low
Oh yeah.
for the first like half of elementary
Was that because you were
school.
short,
Yeah.
nerd?
Hey. Shut up. 4th and 5th grade were like the two just worst years of my entire public school life.
Yeah.
Fourth and
Pretty
fifth.
much, because I just started getting in trouble a lot all of a sudden. I was probably acting out. Is probably what it was. I was probably doing stuff that I shouldn't have done, and that's most likely why I was getting in trouble. I would assume. I told you guys like the story about when I got like framed for stealing a kid's PDA or something.
I don't
PDA.
I don't remember the details.
I was in
What's a
ASP.
PDA?
That's the after school program, the one that a lot of the poor kids went to.
Oh yeah. I
But
remember.
like this kid had like brought his he was like, I brought my PDA to school and everybody check it out. I could send people messages or whatever.
Can you
do.
explain what a
It
PDA
was like an
is?
old
I don't even
version
know
of
what it is
of, like,
actually.
it's like
I've never heard
a
of that.
personal.
It's like not a phone, I guess, but
display. It was like something you could send
I thought-
messages through, but it wasn't a phone.
Cause I know PDA is personal display of affection, which is
I mean,
No, that's,
that's
public
what-
display of
oh
affection.
public. What did I say?
personal.
Personal. What? Personal display of affection. Wow.
It was some sort of like screen that you could send things through.
Oh, okay.
They didn't
That's
have
not
iPhones
important
yet.
though.
Yeah, I just know. I was.
It
didn't know
bears
the
no
PDA.
significance to the overall
Oh,
story.
you brought it up. So
This
I
kid
figured-
had a stupid little device that he brought to school for no reason, and he was like, everybody check it out. And then basically during like snack time or break time or whatever, somebody who to this day, I don't know who it was, stole his PDA and hid it somewhere. And nobody was fessing up to said crime, and he was whining and peeing all over himself.
Jeez.
It's like, where's my PDA at? And then the teacher was like, all right, we're going to find it. Everybody look for it. And
Oh, I remember now. I remember the story.
and
now.
so I went
Yeah.
and I started looking around people's backpacks and stuff where everything was. And I went and I looked under my stuff because it was like on the top. Everyone's stuff was just thrown into a pile.
Yeah.
And I looked under mine because it was over there at the top. And like it happened to be that his stupid thing was underneath my jacket for
Yeah.
some reason. And then I found it and I took it to him and I was like, I found your thing. And the teacher was like, oh, where was it? And I was like, it was under my jacket.
Ah, you just
And then I just,
Teachers.
the teacher was like, oh, okay. So then obviously that means that you stole it. And I was like, what?
Oh my gosh.
Why would I?
People.
Why would I
teachers-
steal?
Teachers never take.
Why
your
would he
word.
steal something and then give it back to the person he stole it from?
They
Why
don't
would I
get-
put it underneath my own jacket and then give it back to the guy I stole it from and then tell him that it was under my
Exactly.
jacket?
Obviously, there's innocence in that statement. Stupid.
I
Teachers
still
are
don't
dumb.
know who stole that PDA. Whoever did that, I know you know who you were.
I don't think they listen to this podcast.
They're probably not.
Derek.
But Derek. It probably was Derek. I don't know if I even went to school with
I
anyone
had a
named
kid.
Derek. And don't even get me started on the last day of school. I surely told you about my last day of elementary
was
school.
that the one on the bus?
No.
Oh.
That was a separate matter entirely. Freaking
Okay.
my school.
There was a kid named Derek in my kindergarten class, and for some reason, one time he had a piece of rice stuck in his ear. Anyway, I
Just boy
wanted to
didn't
let
shower.
that
That's what that was.
know. A piece of rice. He had a whole grain of rice.
Oh
stuck
my
in his ear.
god, that's so nasty.
Yeah. The
My-
other Derek I knew, he was like some womanizer in 6th grade.
Oh
He's always
jeez.
saying something nasty.
My elementary school had this thing called a teacher talent show every year at the end of it was always on the last, I think, day of school.
Last day.
It was on the last day of school, and on the one of my 5th grade year, so my last day of all of elementary school, and we're at the teacher talent show, and my school didn't really have like an auditorium really. We just had like a big stage that was in the cafeteria. So every time we had like an event, they just had to go and clear all the tables out, and everyone just sat on the floor in the giant cafeteria, like the hard vinyl tile floor.
Yeah.
And like because we were in the 5th grade, we were the oldest kids. We had to sit all the way in the very back, and I was like we were lining up, and the teacher was like, everyone sit down, and we were so far away from the stage, and I just made a passing comment. We're running out of time, so I gotta hurry up. I made a passing comment, and I was like, why do we always have to sit in the very back? And the teacher was just like, because my teacher's name was Miss Hodgins, by the way.
Wow.
I was like, why do we always sit in the very back? And she said, because you're the 5th graders. And I was like, okay, that's a reason. And then I said, man, I can't never see anything back here. And then I'm going to move back because I'm about to scream. I said, I can never see anything back here. And then she was like, well, you can go to the principal's office. And of course, she's a teacher and I'm not a teacher, so I don't really have any
Oh, I
real
hate
defense
that. Oh my
here.
gosh.
So I got sent to the principal's office. on the last day of school.
That oof.
For
You're 5th grade.
yes,
That's your last day of
elementary school.
Of elementary. That's horrible.
That's his last day of childhood.
Yeah.
My last
really.
day of
Going to
childhood.
6th grade.
Once you
Going
get
to
to sixth
principal's
grade,
office.
dude, everybody.
Your
When you get to the
innocence is
sixth
gone.
grade, everybody thinks like, "Oh, I'm 11. I'm like, I'm grown."
Yeah.
Man,
Like-
I'm 11.
Middle school is just full of like convicts.
I remember, dude. Okay, so in elementary school, I had this teacher, Miss Bowden.
Not again.
Yeah, you know about this story?
No.
Oh, yeah. Well, I had this teacher named Miss Bowden, and she would always send me to the principal's office for every little thing. Just one time, I high-fived this one girl because she did amazing job on the pull-up bar. I was like, yeah, go girl. And then when I did a high five, I missed and I jammed her thumb because I was a big boy. and she like, I was like, oh,
Mine
my
has
thumb.
always been a big boy.
Still big.
It was like, oh, my thumb. Oh, it hurts. And so, she calls the teacher, obviously, because she's in pain. So then the teacher's like, well, what happened? And she was like, well, Nana gave me a high five and my thumb jammed. And so what did she do? Send me to the principal's office. I got sent to the principal's office so many times that my dad was like, yo, what's going on at your school? Why you keep getting sick? Why do you keep calling me? And so one day he sets up a meeting. And he's like, yo, you need to figure out a way to discipline this kid, or because I don't think he's doing what governs him to be able to go to the principal's office.
Yeah.
And so she's like, okay, I'll try to do better. I get sent to the principal's office one more time. My dad's like, all right, this is ridiculous. So he comes to the school and is like, yo, what's up?
Yo.
And so after that meeting, like my teacher started crying because my dad didn't do anything to her, but he just
I never knew about this.
but he just like basically like said it to her straight, and she got upset about it, and so she started crying and stuff, and then after that,
Sounds like something that would happen.
and after that, like she would never like send me to the principal's office ever again. And then later that
He
year,
threatened her.
well, no, he didn't. And my dad's cool beans, so it's all good. So she eventually just stopped sending me to the principal's office, like, and the year after that she left the school. And 6th grade, I see her again. She's like, no, what's up? I'm like, you don't remember what you did to me in 1st grade? That's cool. But I didn't say that to her because, I don't want to seem that I hold grudges, because I don't. So I was like, yeah, I'm doing good in 6th grade and all that good stuff. But I don't know. There's many times in my childhood where I got disciplined for I wish Kobe was here, because there was one time where
Can you attest? Was
Yeah.
it something like they used Kofi as like bait for you to walk into a room? Kofi's like, hey Nana, come here, I gotta show you a cool,
no, absolutely not.
Did they beat you with Kofi?
They took Kofi.
Yeah, they took Kobe, just beat me with it. a whole body off. But so like, my mom comes back from the grocery store, and she's like, we always have to pull the
trigger.
Not the trigger, the groceries from the trunk.
Cart.
No, for when she comes and she
Pull
comes
the
home.
bags, like
Pull
pick
the
up
bags,
the bags.
yeah, pick up the groceries, yeah. So
Jeez.
she takes so I have to take the groceries out. And so when my brother's there, he's taking the groceries, and I'm always harassing my little brother, so I chase him off, and he's running, and he has a bag of groceries. Guess what's in the groceries? A glass bottle of extra olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, to be exact. And so she drops it, and it breaks and shatters on the driveway. And my mom worked hard for that money that she spent and bought that olive oil. So my mom was like, what happened? I was like, I just scared my brother, and he dropped the extra virgin olive oil. So she takes us, and was like, all right. So then she like literally she first beats my brother, and my brother's like running. My brother's running around the bedroom, and she finally like beats him. And after she's done with him, she's like, "You come here." And I was like, by the way, I'm in the room while he's running around. I'm just watching all this, and then she's like, when she's done with my brother, she turns and looks at me. She's like, "All right, you're next." And I was like, "Okay." And so like that was actually the last time I got beat. I was like 9 years old.
That was the last time.
Yeah, I remember that day specifically.
Just a good go out with a bang sort of thing.
Yeah,
Man.
that was like, well, that's the last time I got whipped. I just said, I still got disciplined years after that, but it was more so like, a talking to, because eventually my parents realized that I'm not trying to start nothing. I'm just a kid living a life.
Your parents are great, man. They still cook for you without, making it a big deal.
The best.
Every time.
My mom's grand. My dad's cool.
They remember my name when I come over. That's cool.
Yeah.
They're letting us do this in the basement.
Yeah.
I mean
the
studio.
Studio.
Oh man, but yeah, that's just my
experience.
guys.
I think that we'll definitely touch up on many stories from our childhood.
We got to go back to the childhood TV shows because my brother would love that.
We definitely
Part 2 coming soon, dog.
Part 2 of episode 2.
Bro, my tailbone
of
hurts.
Butter Boys. Tell us if you like it, guys.
Hey, send us some deets.
Hopefully next time we'll have Kofi here alive
and
well.
Everybody on social media, you think we should say that? I
See
guess
you next
not.
time. Butter Boys Podcast.
Peace.